Howdy folks, Todd here with Great Escape Farms. Today I am harvesting some garlic scapes. So garlic scapes are these little things on the top that would go to seed, and you want to harvest them after they turn over. If they're going straight up, you don't do that, with the few exceptions. I do have some elephant garlic here that was straight up and I let it go and it went to seed on me. So I'll show you that in one sec. But most other hardneck garlic will actually twist over, and you want to harvest it right when it twists. And we will harvest right down to this first leaf here. Let me see if I can do this one-handed. And what I'm going to do is right at the leaf here, I will just chop it off and harvest it right here and drop it in our bowl. And I'll show you more on that when I turn the camera around here. So garlic scapes, they taste to me almost like a cross between a mild garlic and an onion. So it has a little bit of onion flavor, has a little bit of garlic flavor. It does have a little bit of the heat, but not as much as the bulb itself. So I will do a separate video on what we're going to do with these because there's a number of things you can do. You can dry it, you can make pesto out of it. And my wife and I will put our heads together and come up with something to do. I have quite a few to do here. I have 370 plus garlic bulbs in here, and almost all of them have scapes on them. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera around, show you what I'm dealing with, and then get to it and show you what it looks like afterwards. Okay, so I have a garlic scape here that is twisted over, and hopefully this shows a little better than the last shot. And I'm going to go right down to the first leaf, cut it just above the leaf, trying to leave that leaf on, and then we will add this to the bucket. Okay, this is a look at the bed itself here. I actually have it sandwiched in between two large elderberry bushes here. And I have 7 different varieties. I actually marked them down on the little sheets right here. And when I harvest these, I actually unscrew the marker there and put it with the drying location so I can keep it straight. And then I'll actually reuse that tag next year. So I'll get 3 or 4 years out of each one of these tags here. So most of these are regular garlic. This one right here actually isn't a garlic. I think it's a leek. It's called elephant garlic. And these I'm going to have to harvest now because they, like I say, they had straight scapes and they went to seed here. So I will cut these off and give it to the chickens, because once they go to seed like this, or once they've been on the garlic for too long, they get woody and they're not palatable. But the chickens will love them. And the rest of these, the actual scapes themselves, I caught them early enough that they are still soft and I can do many different things with them. So I will cut the scapes off the garlic, the elephant garlic, and give those to the girls, the chickens. I will harvest the elephant garlic itself. I'm going to go ahead and cut the scapes off of all of these others here. I have some others that are starting to turn yellow, and I think that could just be because of drought. Hopefully it's not that they're done already because I let the scapes go too long, but I don't think I did. They're plenty tender and short enough here, so we should be good to go for a little while, making the bulbs a little bit bigger for us. And if you do let the scapes go, like I did with the elephant garlic here, the garlic spends all of its time and energy putting the energy into making seed and not into making the bulbs. So you cut the scapes off, and that way it sends the energy into the bulb and makes for a larger bulb itself. And as far as timing, usually it happens sometime in late May or June. And it's weird this year because I have some buddies live about 20 miles from here. They had garlic scapes at the end of May. We're at the end of June right now, and mine just started happening. I came home and checked after they had garlic scapes and I had nothing, and just with 20 miles between us. So it's kind of weird how that is different. Let me go ahead and harvest these, and I will show you what I have in this bowl right here. Let me show you the size of this bowl. So it is rather large, and I will go ahead and see if I can fill this thing up. Okay, I got all the scapes up or off and collected. They are in the garage to keep them out of the sun. And I noticed that I have several bulbs in here that have died right back down to the ground, like that one. So I'm going to go ahead and dig those up, and if the bulbs are usable, I'll go ahead and make some crushed garlic. and we can store that for a while. And I'm not too worried about what type it is because I'll mix all the different garlic up. So, and I don't want to keep the stuff that died early, because what I want for my seed stock is going to be stuff that is actually very large bulbs and lives a long life and grows good. And I guarantee you the ones that have already died out are not that. So let me go ahead and get those up and I'll show you the harvest. Okay, these are the garlic scapes that we harvested. I'm getting ready to put them in the fridge just because I have other stuff to do today, and that way I can kick the can to this evening on these. The garlic, although I'm not actually going to cure them, I have them out on my curing table here. Again, it's just to kick the can down the road a little because I don't have time to deal with these probably for a couple of days. And by sitting on the curing table, they'll do just fine. And then I can go in and make some garlic powder or whatever we end up doing with it. So these are the garlic that the tops were dying back on. This is half of the elephant garlic. I left the other half in. It'll do fine in the ground for another week. Again, just to kick the can down the road. So that is it for garlic scapes. Look in the future for me to post something on what to do with these garlic scapes. We're going to try several different recipes, and we'll let you know what we're doing, how we're doing it, and what the outcome is of those recipes. Thank you very much for tuning in, and have a wonderful day.